evening, dear listeners. Let me tell you something. Some love stories begin with flowers, others begin with confusion. But this one, it began with a missing bride. It was a bright Saturday morning in Accra, the kind where the sun shows no mercy. And yet everyone was dressed like royalty. The church was packed. Music was playing, cameras flashing. The groom, Kofi, stood at the altar, sharp suit, steady smile, but restless eyes. Because AC, the bride, was running late. Now in Ghana, we joke about African time, but this time it was different. 30 minutes passed an hour. Whispers began to spread like fire in dry grass. Maybe she got cold feet. Maybe something happened. Maybe she has run away. Kofi tried to laugh it off, but deep down, something didn't feel right. AC was not the kind of woman who disappears. Kofi took his phone to text AC. Then he saw it, a message from an unknown number. He opened it. The message read, "If you want to see your bride again, leave the church now. Come along. No talks, no police, or you'll lose her forever." Kofi's heart dropped. At first, he thought it was a joke, a cruel prank. But then, a second message came in, a picture. AC sitting in what looked like a dimly lit room. No tears, no struggle, just calm. Too calm. Kofi didn't tell anyone. Not his best man, not his mother, no one. He quietly stepped out of the church, removed the jacket, and got into the car. Love had just turned into a mystery. The next message directed him to an old part of town, a quiet neighborhood where buildings had stories older than their paint. Park, walk to the blue gate. Kofi obeyed. His mind was racing. Who would kidnap Issy? For what? She wasn't rich. She had no enemies, or at least none that he knew. He reached the blue gate. It cracked open slowly. Inside was a small compound, silent, empty. Then he heard her voice. "Kofi?" He turned sharply. Essie stood there, alone. No ropes, no tears, no kidnappers. Just her, in her wedding dress. Kofi rushed towards her. "Essie, are you okay? What is going on? Who brought you here?" Essie looked at him, long and hard. Then she'd said something that made his blood run cold. "I brought myself here," she said. Silence. Kofi blinked. "What do you mean you brought yourself here?" Essie took a deep breath. "I needed to know the truth before I married you." Kofi frowned. "What truth?" Essie pulled out her phone. She pressed play on a recording. A woman's voice filled the compound. Soft, emotional, familiar. The voice played. "Kofi, I know you are getting married tomorrow, but I can't keep quiet anymore. I'm pregnant and you are the father." Kofi froze. His legs suddenly felt weak. Essie watched his face carefully. "You are going to marry me today," she said quietly, "while another woman carrying your child." Kofi shook his head immediately. "No, Essie, listen. This is not what you think." But Essie raised her hand. "Don't lie." Her voice didn't break. It hardened. "I didn't run away because I was scared of marriage," she continued. "I brought you here because I wanted to see if you would come. And you did." She stepped closer. "Now, I know something." Kofi's voice trembled. "What?" Essie looked him straight in the eyes and said, "I know that you love me enough to come." A pause. Then she added, "But not enough to be honest with me." The words hit harder than a slap. Kofi opened his mouth, but nothing came out, because deep down he knew it was true. Essie stepped back. "The wedding is over, Kofi." Just like that. No shouting, no drama, just finality. She turned and began to walk away. Kofi panicked. "Essie, wait, please. Just listen to me." She stopped, but she didn't turn. Then she said something unexpected. "The woman, her name is Akosua, right?" Kofi's eyes widened. Essie smiled slightly. "I spoke to her this morning." Kofi felt like the ground had disappeared beneath him. "She told me everything," Essie continued. "How you said it was a mistake, how you promised her it meant nothing, how you still chose to marry me." Kofi dropped to his knees. Not out of drama, but out of defeat. "Essie, I was going to tell you." But even he didn't believe his own words. Essie finally turned. Tears filled her eyes now, but her voice stayed strong. Love is not just showing up, Kofi. She shook her head slowly. It's telling the truth, even when it will cost you everything. Then came the twist Kofi never saw coming. Essie walked back towards him, slowly, calmly, and then she handed him something, a small envelope. What's this? Kofi asked, confused. Open it. He did. Inside was a scan, a medical report. Kofi's eyes moved quickly across the page and then stopped. His heart skipped. He looked up to Essie, stunned. I don't understand. Essie wiped her tears. You are not the father, Kofi. Silence. The pregnancy, she continued. It's real, but the dates don't match. Akosia found out after you ended things. She assumed it was yours, but it isn't. Kofi's mind spun. What? Essie nodded slowly. I confirmed it myself. Kofi stood up, completely shaken. So, all this, the message bringing me here. Essie took a deep breath. It wasn't just about the pregnancy. She stepped closer. It was about the kind of man I was about to marry. A long pause. Then she asked softly, if there was no child, would you have ever told me? Kofi didn't answer because he couldn't. And that was the answer. Essie gave a sad smile. I loved you, Kofi. Past tense. Then she turned and walked out of the compound, leaving behind the man who came for love but lost it to truth. And as for the wedding, oh, it still happened that day, but not the way anyone expected. Because sometimes the biggest twist in love is not who you lose, it's who you discover they truly were. Good night.